Hey, LS11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K Universe Mode. We are here on Monday Night Raw. We are just 3 weeks away from Clash of Champions and 3 weeks away from saying farewell to WWE 2K19. We have so much going on tonight on Monday Night Raw, live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're kicking the show off with the former WWE Champion Bobby Roode, who's going to attempt to explain some things. So here he is, mustache and all. The former WWE Champion Bobby Roode, who we know looks to regain the championship in a triple threat match at Clash of Champions in a few weeks' time. But we're gonna hear from Roode, who's gonna hopefully explain just what the hell is going on with his face and everything else. So, ladies and gentlemen, I yield the floor to Bobby Roode. Look. I don't know what everyone has been going on about since SummerSlam. I am fine. I am perfectly fine. You know, they say the title doesn't make the man makes the title. And look, I don't need the WWE Championship. It needs me. I'm fine. I am perfectly fine. And at Clash of Champions, I'm going to show you just how fine and okay I am. And how much I don't need the WWE Championship, but it needs me. When I put Cesaro and Lance Archer's faces into this mat and become a two-time WWE Champion and just go on for another year-long tear like I did before it was snatched and ripped away from me at SummerSlam last week, and then I'll be fine. Look, I'm fine, okay? I'm fine. The mustache, something needed to change, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Guys, I'm kind of worried about him. I'm a little worried about him, not gonna lie. He's been a despicable human being, but I'm worried about him. Well, we're gonna try and segue out of Bobby Roode being totally fine as we go into a six-man tag match, a matchup that was advertised as of last week with the events of last week's opening contest. As here comes Legado Del Fantasma, Joaquin Wilde, Raul Mendoza, and Santos Escobar making their way to the ring here on Monday Night Raw. They are set for six-man tag team action. I'm very excited about this one, ladies and gents, as Mendoza, Wilde, and Escobar make their way to the ring. They take on the Bloodline, including their newest member, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and their younger brother, Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline, representing their tribal chief, Roman Reigns, making their way to the ring. I've been told the special counsel, Paul Heyman, was a big part of getting this all put together. So the Usos and Solo Sikoa making their way to the ring. Very excited for this one. Sikoa, we know, will take on the winner of tonight's New Beginnings tournament matchup, either Mark Andrews or Carmelo Hayes, next week in the semifinals. As the Bloodline getting right in the face of Legado there. So, without any further ado, I believe that is Jimmy Uso in the ring. I have a hard time telling the difference between them sometimes. Started off with Joaquin Wilde. I mean, they're twins after all. And there's an elbow strike attempt from Jimmy. As Joaquin Wilde now turns it into a Hurricane Rana to Jimmy. Jimmy Uso back to his feet, went for a kick. Joaquin Wilde going after the legs. And now Wilde, no. Oh, there's an uppercut. That got him. Jimmy back to his feet now into an arm drag. Takes down Joaquin Wilde. Jimmy off the ropes. Baseball slide. And now Jimmy Uso picking him up to his feet. And Jimmy, a shot, forearm strike, knocking him back. For a spin wheel kick, gets kicked in the ribs. Now off the ropes, Joaquin Wilde Uppercut connects. They got Jimmy back up to his feet. Now there's a kick to the knee. And a huge head scissor. Hurricane Rana wipes him out. Jimmy pulling himself up onto the apron now. That's Joaquin Wilde. What's he thinking here? Oh! Sends Jimmy crashing to the outside. Santos Escobar tagged into the matchup now. Santos follows him to the outside. And now Santos Escobar picking him up to his feet. Many believed Escobar was going to do really well in the New Beginnings tournament. Didn't see him being eliminated by Solo Sikoa coming. As Jimmy with a baseball slide wipes out Escobar. Jimmy getting the crowd rallied behind the bloodline as he grabs Escobar, throws him into the corner, and then Jay grabs onto him, knee strike from Jimmy. There's a chop, knocking him back, and now Jimmy again grabs him, puts him right back in the corner. Tag made to Jay, and the Usos now with the tag into a double super kick off the jaw of Santos Escobar. And now Jay into the ring now. Jay Uso picking him up to his feet. There's a chop. Jay is firing away, but Santos Escobar grabs him into a knee into the back. Santos taking him out. Another kick there from Santos Escobar. Now, what's Escobar thinking here? You got to think whatever team gets the win here tonight, that's definitely going to rise the tag team up in the rankings. The Usos and, of course, Wilde and Mendoza, and then Solo Sikoa and Santos Escobar involved in the singles divisions, whether that be the U.S. title, I believe the Cruiserweight title, where Escobar is concerned. I believe Sikoa is just a little over the 205 limit. And then also, you know, the hardcore title, the WWE title. There's lots of singles opportunities now on Monday Night Raw for up-and-coming stars like Escobar and Sikoa, and many opportunities for tag teams as well, like Legado Del Fantasma, and teams who have been here a while and are former Raw Tag Team Champions, like the Usos, as Joaquin Wilde tagged in. Jay went for a kick to the ribs, knocks him back now. Got him with that one. Into another. Jay Uso pulling him in, double underhook. Suplex takes him down. Jay picking him back up to his feet now is Jay Uso. There's a right hook, pulls him in, and Jay Uso with a suplex takes him down. Tag made to Solo Sikoa now. And Sikoa comes in, goes for a headbutt. Joaquin Wilde out of the way. He grabs him. He throws him into the corner now, and Wilde, huge drop kick, dropping Solo Sikoa. Tag made back to Santos Escobar. Sikoa rolls out of the way. Sikoa grabs him, and Sikoa clothesline, wiping out Escobar. Bringing him back up to his feet now, and Sikoa right hand connect. Goes for a kick. Enziguri from Sikoa as he picks up Escobar now to his feet. Right hook connects. And another. Goes for another shot. Escobar finds the counter, taking him down. Santos Escobar punching in the face of Solo Sikoa. And now Santos picking him back up to his feet, and Escobar with Sikoa throws him across the ring into the corner. Sikoa out of the way. Sikoa, whoa. Escobar with a headbutt. Goes for a clothesline. Escobar takes him down with a stun gun. Tag made. Here comes Raul Mendoza into the mix for the first time. Clothesline. And now Mendoza with another. Raul Mendoza goes for another one. Sikoa out of the way. Sikoa. Samoan drop. Taking him down. Taking him back up to his feet now is Sikoa. Right hook connect. And another. Solo Sikoa with a chop. Grabs it from behind, but no. Raul Mendoza finds the counter. And Mendoza went for a right hook. Sikoa caught him. Throws him back into the corner of the Usos. Tag made to Jimmy. And now another double super kick. Got him off the jaw with that one. And now Jimmy picking him up to his feet. And Jimmy Uso with an elbow strike. Pulls him in. Jimmy, double underhook. Drops him. Jimmy now picking Mendoza back up to his feet. And Jimmy Uso. Forearm. Going to the top now is Jimmy. Oh, he turns around. What's he thinking here? Oh! Bit of a whisper in the wind almost out of that one from Jimmy Uso. Another rolling forearm as he tags Jay back into the ring. Taking him back up to his feet now, and Jay Uso. Forearm strike and an uppercut. goes for another one. Mendoza counters. Raul Mendoza taking him down. Drops the fist as well. Does Mendoza. Now Raul Mendoza with an elbow. Mendoza is on fire right now. He picked Jey Uso back up to his feet. Mendoza. No. Jey with a counter. Jey. Spinning wheel kick. Puts him in the ropes. Jey with a clothesline. And Jey off the ropes to the outside with a diving splash. I didn't say it. I did good. I held myself. I kept myself from saying it. As now Raul Mendoza back into the ring with Jey. Jey with a kick. And Mendoza gets him in the ribs. Raul Mendoza grabbing Jey. Throws him in the corner. Over tag to Joaquin Wilde. No, Jey counters, and now Jey Uso slams him into the corner. Goes for a tag. Mendoza counters. Counter for counter going on between Uso and Mendoza right now. He's thrown in the corner again. Tag made. Joaquin Wilde is in. And now Legado looking for the double team. Drop toe hold and an elbow drop connecting to Jey Uso. Turning him over now is Wilde. Neckbreaker connects. And there's a kick. Is now off the ropes. Elbow from Jey. And Jey Uso now, what's he thinking? Grabs hold of him. Throws Mendoza in the corner. Mendoza finding the counter. Now Mendoza goes for a drop kick. Jey out of the way. Jey for a chop. Mendoza grabs him. Sends him off the ropes. For an uppercut. Excuse me, that's Wilde, not Mendoza. It's the similar gear. It does it every time. Now there's a spinning wheel kick attempt. And then Wilde finds the counter. Wilde goes for a kick. Jey spins him around. There's a chop. Jey Uso now scoops him up. And Michinoku driver. Cover. 1, 2, no. Jey now picking him back up to his feet, and Jey Uso grabs him, throws him into the corner. Tag made to Solo Sikoa. I think we got more super kicks incoming. Boom! Right off the jaw. Tag made to Santos Escobar now. Santos and Solo. Drop kick from Santos. Solo back up to his feet. Escobar with an elbow. Now Escobar tries to grab him. Sikoa drives him into the mat. And now what is Solo Sikoa thinking? Sikoa, super kick to Santos Escobar. Cover. 1, 2, 3. The Bloodline get the win again. The Bloodline win again, this time with their newest member in tow. And you know Roman Reigns has got to be proud of that one backstage. The Usos and their brother getting the win. Big win for the Bloodline tonight over Legado Del Fantasma. The Bloodline gets the win. We got more action coming up, ladies and gentlemen. But first, I've been told that we've had a bit of an interesting encounter backstage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's the hardcore champion, Tony D'Angelo. Mr. Tony, you lied to Santino. Santino is the greatest hardcore champion of all the times, and you stole Santino's hardcore championship. Santino, relax, paisano. I was doing you a favor. Those guys was out there trying to take this title from us, and I'm keeping it in the family. So just forget about it. Nay, look, because you were such good pals, I'm gonna give you a little gift. You can has my match tonight, alright? Get yourself a win, and then we can talk business with the Hardcore Championship. Well, we are on to our next bit of action, ladies and gentlemen. As here comes Liv Morgan to the ring. Liv Morgan set for some singles action tonight here on Raw. Hey, Liv Morgan's got a really great record this season. She's only suffered 2 losses the entire season. I think she's on a record right now of like 8-2 or something like that. It's a pretty insane record going on with those 2 losses only being in the last few months. Once to Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship, and I believe the other loss was to Bianca Belair just before SummerSlam. But she takes on the woman who's going to be challenging Rhea Ripley at Clash of Champions in a few weeks' time for the Raw Women's Championship. The Boss, Sasha Banks, making her in-ring return to Monday Night Raw. I believe this is the first time we're actually seeing her as part of the Monday Night Raw roster, because I believe before she was drafted in NXT at the beginning of this season, she was actually part of the Friday Night SmackDown roster for the first 2 seasons. So, how about that? So Sasha Banks making her way to the ring here tonight. Banks and Morgan going one-on-one. Chat. This is premiering. Don't be weird. I mean it. Here we go. Banks immediately grabs Liv, and now Sasha Banks with a suplex to Liv Morgan, taking her down immediately. Kicks her in the back as Liv powers back up to her feet, and Liv Morgan takes out the knees of Sasha Banks. Goes for a kick, and Banks out of the way. Banks kicks her in the head. Banks picking her back up to her feet now. Sasha Banks kicks her in the knees. Goes for a forearm. Liv Morgan grabs her. Morgan with Banks off the ropes. Liv Morgan drop toe hold. Taking her down and walking across the back is Liv Morgan. And Liv, is going for a DDT. Banks countered. Sasha Banks throws her in the corner, and now Banks goes for double knees into the corner. And Liv Morgan gets out of the way. It's not your screen, it's the game. And now, Banks rolls Morgan through. Cover. 1, 2, no. Sasha kicks her in the back now, and Sasha Banks picking her back up to her feet. Banks, right hand to Morgan. Liv Morgan grabs her, and Liv throws her into the corner. Liv Morgan drop kicks her in the back. Banks staggers up to her feet. Right hand from Morgan, and again. And now Banks counters back. Sasha Banks firing back on Morgan. Liv Morgan finds the counter. And now Liv with a running clothesline, taking her down. Liv Morgan now stomps the face of Sasha Banks. And a drop kick into the back. Turns her over now, does Liv into a cover on Banks for the win. 1, 2, no. Kick out from Sasha Banks. Drop kick again from Liv Morgan. And now Liv with Banks stomps the arm out. And Liv mocking Banks now. Liv Morgan picking her up, but Sasha Banks fires back on Liv as Banks punches her, knocking her towards the ropes, knocks her in the corner, got her with the knees. Down goes Banks. That time she managed to get the knee strikes. Now Banks grabs Morgan by the hair and slams her into the mat. Liv Morgan out of the ring now. Sasha Banks coming off the ropes. Ducks Liv Morgan. Morgan grabs her with a right hook, connects. Puts her in the ropes now, and Liv Morgan with Banks off the ropes. Morgan with an elbow strike, taking her down. Sasha Banks is down. There's another kick. And Liv with a leg drop to Sasha Banks. Hey, if Liv can get a win over the likes of Sasha Banks tonight, that's going to shoot Liv Morgan right back into title contention as she rolls through into a guillotine. This is what almost ended the reign of Rhea Ripley at Money in the Bank. But Sasha Banks fights out of it. Sasha went for a chop. Liv with a right hook. And now Liv Morgan goes for a kick. Sasha Banks counters. Banks went for a right hook. Liv got her. And now Liv throws her in the corner. Liv Morgan went for double knees. Banks out of the way. Banks gets caught. Morgan. Bulldog. These are two of the best in the women's division here on Raw. And the women's championship's the best place to show it for now. We've been having talks about stuff. We'll see. There's a kick to the back from Liv Morgan into a cover on Banks. We'll go in. 1, 2, no. Kick out from Sasha. And now Sasha Banks getting back up to her feet. Liv Morgan grabs her. Banks counters. Sasha Banks. Clothesline. And now Sasha, what is she thinking here? Sasha Banks picks Morgan back up to her feet. And Sasha Banks grabs her. Backstabber. Into. Banks statement. Banks statement is in from the boss. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan taps out. It is over. Sasha Banks gets another win. The last ever NXT Women's Champion is on a roll heading into Clash of Champions in a few weeks' time. A big win for Sasha Banks tonight over one of the best in the women's division. Big win for Banks over Liv Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, well, the match that Tony D'Angelo oh so graciously gifted his friend. I don't believe him. Santino is up next. Ladies and gentlemen, Santino Marella power walking to the ring. So full transparency, I'm recording all of this before SummerSlam airs. I don't know how well the Santino return has gone over with all of you. I'm hoping you've enjoyed it because we're 3 weeks into it now. I have certainly enjoyed it. Either way, Santino Marella, he was given this match by Tony D'Angelo. So who would Tony D'Angelo have given up an opportunity to face? You know what? That checks out. I wouldn't want to face him either. Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of Imperium, the Ring General Walter. You heard me. I'm done with the bit after this month, I swear. Walter making his way to the ring, former NXT champion, one of the top stars here on Monday Night Raw. He's only been pinned once since his arrival to Raw, and that was by Cesaro in the Gauntlet match. So Walter is in singles action tonight. Eichner and Barthel accompanying him to the ring. Imperium is here. Santino Marella versus Walter. Things I didn't think I'd be saying when I started this universe almost 3 years ago. I just, Oh, that's a boot. Ow. Santino dropping in a heap. As Walter just pummeling him. Okay, I'm back up to his feet now. The Ring General. Drop kick. Santino. Oh, poor guy. He means well. German suplex sends him across the ring. Santino getting picked back up to his feet now. Walter throws him into the corner. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's a chop. I'm back up to his feet now, and Walter. A jab. Kicks him in the ribs. Walter drops him. Oh, the poor guy's had enough, Walter. What are you doing? This isn't even fair. Walter, you know, he believes the mat is sacred. I suppose he finds Santino as a disgrace to the mat, as he is just pummeling this poor guy. Right hand connects. Walter now with Santino. Drops him. Taking him back up to his feet now is Walter. Lighting up Santino with the chops now. And now Walter picks him up to his feet. Kicks him in the ribs. And Walter with Santino up. Powerbomb. And Walter now looking for the move that gave him the NXT title so long ago now. Powerbomb. Stacks him up. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to say it's a hard-fought win, but it is a win. It is a check in the win column. Big win. A win for Walter. We got more coming up. That's a shame. Poor little Santino being beat up again. Tony! Hey, Mr. Regal, good to see ya. Come to talk business? There is no business to be talking about between us, Tony. You are a member of the Raw roster, and I am the general manager. Therefore, I have the power here. You do not. So, I've made a decision after seeing your actions since arriving last week. You are going to defend that championship next week in a fatal 5-way match against Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Matt Riddle, and Sheamus. If you keep the championship for that long, that is. Hey, I don't think so, boss man. I don't see much in it for me if I do that. Fine, fine. You walk out of Raw's Hardcore Champion next week, then you get a shot at the United States Championship the following week. How's that sound? Now we're talking business, boss man. Hey, pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Regal. We got some tag team action coming up next, ladies and gents. As here comes a team that... Well, I'd be lying if I said I ever thought I'd be calling a match of theirs on Monday Night Raw. Wild Boar and Primate, The Hunt, making their way to the ring. I do wonder for how long we'll have them. I don't know what the status of them for 2K22 would be, because at the time of recording this, there's still been no roster reveal. If there has been, you don't have to tell me. By the way, this shows me how many people are actually listening. If there has been a roster reveal since I'm recording this on February 1st, you don't have to tell me. I've probably already seen it. In fact, I know I've already seen it if there has been one by now. Either way, Primate and Wild Boar, The Hunt are here. They take on the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Street Profits. I think Dawkins has his on under his jacket. I'm out of the tire, so that would probably... Oh, no, I see where it is. If you see it, you'll see. If you know, you know. But I know where it is. I saw it. You see it, you laugh. Dawkins and Ford making their way to the ring, the new Raw Tag Team Champions. We're still waiting to find out who's going to be facing them for those Raw Tag Team Championships at Clash of Champions, due to the fact that you know, the NXT Tag Team Champions Mustache Mountain ended it on SmackDown, so the Raw Tag Team title didn't have immediate number one contenders. We'll be finding that out, I believe, next week is when we'll be finding that out. So the Street Profits making their way to the ring. Ford and Dawkins, the Raw Tag Team Champions. Jesus Christ. So it's Primate and Dawkins starting it off. Without any further ado, here we go. Dawkins out of the gate with a clothesline. An elbow drop and another. The ropes. Angelo Dawkins coming in like a house of fire. Primate goes for a boot and Dawkins firing away on him. There's an elbow into the knee. Puts him in the corner. Tag made. Here comes Wild Boar. Wild Boar with a kick to the ribs now. Wild Boar knocking him back. Dawkins turns around. Dawkins down to one knee and Angelo Dawkins. Elbow strike. Connects. Knocking back the Wild Boar. Grabs onto him now. Throws him across the ring. Off the turnbuckle goes Wild Boar. There's a right hook from Dawkins. Kicks him in the ribs. Takes him down to one knee. Angelo Dawkins knocking him back. Forearm strike. Right hand. Knocking him back. Goes for a jab. There's a kick to the ribs. Now Wild Boar. No Dawkins. Turns around. Puts him in the corner. Tag made to Ford. And now the Street Profits. Into the corner with a big crossbody. And a clothesline. Connecting from the Profits. As now Montez off the ropes. Getting a big run up on it. Ford. Elbow drop. Connects to Wild Boar. Ford now picking up Wild Boar to his feet. And Montez Ford. Right hook connects. Knocks him down to one knee. Went for an elbow strike. Boar kicks him in the ribs. Now Wild Boar goes to pick him up. Has him at first suplex. Montez Ford. Finding the counter. Ford takes him down. Montez now picking him back up to his feet. Right hand connect. Knocking him down to one knee is Montez Ford. Punches him in the back. Ford turns him around. Montez Ford drives him into the mat. Now Montez picking him back up to his feet. Montez Ford with Wild Boar into the corner. Ford, big spinning splash. Crossbody connecting. For right hand. Wild Boar brings his knee into the ribs. Wild Boar with a clothesline, taking down Montez. Looking for a tag, back to Primate perhaps. Yes, he does. Primate is back in. Here he comes, went for a knee strike. Ford out of the way. Montez Ford, DDT, connecting. And now Montez flying around. Sunset flip to the outside. And Ford with a frog splash. Montez Ford with a frog splash. 1, 2. The Street Profits get the win. Just like that, the Street Profits get the win over the Hunt. The Raw Tag Team Champions. What an angle that was. That's actually a really good camera angle. But the Street Profits, nonetheless, getting the win here tonight. Ford and Dawkins, the Raw Tag Team Champs. Huge victory for them. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more coming up. Up next, we got a very special matchup. This matchup was just made a few moments ago, actually, like earlier tonight. Up next, I'll talk about it in just a moment's time. So, what's going on is that in this matchup, in this upcoming Fatal 4-Way Elimination matchup that was just made earlier tonight by the General Manager William Regal, the winner is going to join the matchup between Tommaso Ciampa and Dolph Ziggler at Clash of Champions to make it a triple threat match for the U.S. titles. Out first, here comes Dominic Mysterio, a second-generation superstar, to the ring. Dominic Mysterio, the first man in this matchup. Out next, Cedric Alexander, who got a big win last week over over the debuting Joe Gacy. Cedric Alexander breaking back into the singles division as of late. So Cedric Alexander, the next man in this matchup. Out next, it's a member of the Hurt Business, Big E, making his way to the ring. Big E alongside Moose, MVP, and Bobby Lashley makes up the Hurt Business. Big E has had his eyes on Tommaso Ciampa for quite some time as of late. Big E was, of course, he turned on Tommaso Ciampa to join the Hurt Business, seeing the Hurt Business as a place to further his career rather than teaming with the likes of Tommaso Ciampa. Big E, I mean, hey, he's been on a roll since joining the Hurt Business, main eventing Raw more often, in big profile matches more often. I mean, hey, he's about to get a title match if he wins tonight. But now the question is, who's the fourth man? Because I feel like just about everyone on Raw is wrapped up in something else tonight. So Big E makes his way to the ring.
God save our Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the former NXT General Manager. He was the final draft pick from Monday Night Raw in NXT Fallout. We wondered in what capacity was Wade Barrett going to be a part of Monday Night Raw. It appears that there's some bad news for the other men in this matchup, because Wade Barrett is stepping back into the ring tonight. And if he wins tonight, he's got a title match coming up at Clash of Champions. Wade Barrett is here. This is the first time we're seeing Barrett wrestle in LS11 Universe. So it's Dominic Mysterio, Cedric Alexander, Big E of the Hurt Business, and Wade Barrett. Oh, what a boot from Barrett out of the gate to Cedric. Cedric going after Barrett, though, and now Cedric Alexander with a chop to Barrett. Good Lord, Wade Barrett is a huge man if you weren't aware yet. For a clothesline, down he goes thanks to Cedric. As Dominic Mysterio going after Big E. I believe Dominic Mysterio was Big E's first opponent after Big E joined the Hurt Business. As Big E and Barrett are dominating right now. Barrett picking up Cedric, picks him in the ribs. Barrett grabs Cedric, and, whoa, Cedric gets out of the way. Neckbreaker, Big E, dumping Dominic Mysterio out of the ring. This is an elimination matchup. Cedric turning his attention back to Barrett for you to go after Big E for a moment. Yes, this is an elimination matchup, not one fall to the finish. The last man standing in this matchup that isn't eliminated will be joining Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa in the triple threat match for the United States Championship as the third man. Right now Barrett put in the corner, drop kick from Cedric. Big E turns his attention to Barrett, and Dominic Mysterio, oh, dropped out of the air. Barrett with a boot to Cedric. And Dominic going under Big E, but Barrett and Big E, it looked like they were going to put aside their differences for a moment. But Big E now going after Barrett. Scoops him up, and Big E slams him down on his knee. Barrett rolling out of the ring. Dominic Mysterio. Hurricane run into Big E. Dominic now getting Big E back up to his feet. Right hand, Cedric attacking as well. Dominic and Cedric teaming up for a moment, it appears. Big E fights out of the corner, turns his attention to Cedric. Dominic. Cedric throwing Big E across the ring as now Cedric Alexander cover on Big E. One. Big E kicks out. Dominic Mysterio picking up Wade Barrett. Barrett's got a bit of history with Dominic's father, Rey Mysterio, as there's a boot from Wade Barrett. Cedric with an enziguri to Big E. Wade Barrett for a right hook. Dominic Mysterio counter. Dominic, well, Barrett throws him back into the ring. Barrett following after him. Now Cedric and Dominic, two of the bright upstarts of Monday night. Cedric dropping him. Barrett, uppercut. Now Wade Barrett with Cedric. Oh, Big E knocked him out of the air. And Barrett taking down Big E. Right hand connects. Barrett, winds of change. Oh, but Cedric grabbing Barrett and Cedric. Swinging neckbreaker to Wade Barrett. Down goes the former NXT GM. Barrett now rolls on the bottom rope. Dominic Mysterio back into the ring. Cedric, what is he thinking here? Dominic with a neckbreaker to Big E. Cover. One. No. Cedric just waiting on the apron at this point. Waiting for his time to strike, it would appear. Cedric springs back into the ring. Dominic grabs Big E. Knocks him down. Cedric and Dominic now. Cedric with a double knee strike to Dominic Mysterio. Now what's Cedric Alexander thinking? Oh, Wade Barrett. Oh, Barrett breaking the hold. Hip toss to Cedric. And Dominic Mysterio. Oh, dodges the bullhammer. Barrett counters. Barrett scoops him up. 4. Wasteland. 1, 2, 3. Dominic Mysterio eliminated as Big E, kicking Barrett in the ribs. And Big E, powerbomb. A powerbomb to Wade Barrett. Now Big E off the ropes. Bumps over him. Splash. Cedric and Big E. No, Big E catches him in the ribs. Big E looking to put down Cedric. With big ending. One. 2, no! Big E grabs Barrett. Barrett flattens him. Now Barrett turns his attention to Cedric. Barrett turns the elbow pad inside out. Bullhammer! Well, Cedric, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. No! The referee saw Barrett's foot on the ropes. And that bought Cedric time, as Cedric can't manage to muster up the strength to hold the 6'7" Barrett off his feet. I've looked it up, he's 6'7". Winds of change. Barrett into another cover. 1, 2, no. Cedric kicks out. Now Barrett looks at Big E. Barrett almost seems like he's proposing a truce to Big E. Big E has nothing to do with it. Cedric and Big E instead working together here as Big E puts Barrett in the ropes. Big E puts his knee in the back of Wade Barrett. Taking him down. Cedric and Big E. Cedric's got a hold of Big E. Cedric Alexander taking him down. Drops him. Cedric with a clothesline to Big E. With another one now. Cedric Alexander into the corner. Clothesline. Off the ropes. Leaping clothesline to Big E. Kips up into a bullhammer. One, two. He kicked out again. How is Cedric still kicking out? Barrett dropping him. It's got to be the ring rust, right? as Big E now grabs Barrett with a knee of the ribs. And again, down goes Wade Barrett. Big E working over the neck of Barrett. Big E dropping Wade Barrett. Comes up the ropes. Big E. Big splash. 1, 2. No! Barrett getting the shoulder up. Wade Barrett with a boot to Big E. Here comes Cedric back into the ring. Barrett scoops him on his shoulders and Barrett drops him. Not quite wasteland. He's putting his knee into the back of Cedric. Barrett picking up Cedric. Cedric, who's been extremely resilient tonight. As Big E runs into Cedric. Barrett ducking out of the match now. Barrett on the shoulders of Cedric. Cedric Alexander drops him on the apron. Big E now grabbing Cedric. What is Big E thinking here? He's got Cedric Alexander. Head first off the steps. Goes Cedric. Now Big E picking Cedric up to his feet. Big E. Right hook to Cedric. Barrett rolls back into the ring to get away from all of it. Cedric drop kicking Big E into the apron. Barrett just standing in the ring on his own at the moment. Alexander throws Big E back into the ring. And now Cedric and Big E. Oh, Cedric grabs Barrett. Cedric! Lumbar check to Barrett. Lumbar check to Wade Barrett. 1, 2. No! Barrett kicks out. Oh, Cedric kicks Big E. Neckbreaker from Cedric Alexander. Barrett jabs him in the face. Barrett with an uppercut. Now Barrett gets cut with a forearm from Cedric. Cedric now picking Wade Barrett up to his feet, and Cedric grabbing Barrett, puts him in the corner. Cedric Alexander tries to grab him. Wade Barrett counters. Barrett. Winds of change. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Big E with a right hook to Barrett. Big E. He's got Barrett. Big E with big ending. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Big E is going to Clash of Champions to fight Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa for the United States Championship. I genuinely thought that would have been the elimination of Cedric. He got the shoulders up and I was very surprised. Big E gets the win. Big E is going to Clash of Champions. Truth, let me ask you something. Are you coming after me for the hardcore title? Man, is it that obvious? Well, I'm going to tell you something, alright, Truth. You try and get between me and this hardcore title, my meal ticket, you're going to find yourself sleeping with the fishes, capiche? Oh, man, I hate fishes. I prefer a good steak. Alright, I'll leave you alone, man. Just, keep those smelly fish away from me, alright? Look, I've already told Truth what happens with... Oh. Hey, you know, I'm just gonna go now. You have a good day, alright? I was just wondering where catering was. Well, we're gonna continue the New Beginnings tournament right now as we have the second and last. We have the final matchup of the first round on Monday Night Raw's side. Mark Andrews is in action tonight. Mark Andrews, he was added to this tournament from the good word of many officials from the former NXT brand who said Mark Andrews deserves another singles opportunity after his amazing showing against Chad Gable at TakeOver the End. He takes on the in-ring debuting Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes making his way to the ring. Carmelo Hayes, this is the first time we're seeing him in LS11 Universe. So it is Hayes versus Andrews one-on-one. Here we go. And Andrews immediately going for a neck breaker. Carmelo Hayes turns it around. Carmelo with a clothesline. Right hook attempt, and now Andrews firing away with some shots. Mark Andrews throws him in the corner. And now Andrews turning Carmelo over. Carmelo springs back to his feet into an enziguri. Picks him up to his feet, picks him up on his shoulders now, and Andrews with a flapjack to Carmelo. And now Andrews has Carmelo Hayes down. Andrews goes for a kick. Carmelo counters, and now Carmelo puts him in the corner. Carmelo with a clothesline. We've already seen last week Solo Sikoa and the Breaker Braun Steiner advance. So now tonight we're going to see which of these two men is going to face Solo Sikoa next week. And on SmackDown later this week we will see the other first round matchup go down. As now, whoa. Carmelo into a small package. Cover. 1, 2, no. Whoa. 1. No. Carmelo gets the shoulders up. Carmelo Hayes back to his feet as Andrews with a right hook. And now Mark Andrews grabs him. Andrews throws Carmelo Hayes off the turnbuckle. Down goes Melo. And now Carmelo up to his feet. Takes out the legs. Andrews goes down as now Carmelo Hayes jabs him. Firing away. Andrews counters. Mark Andrews with a clothesline. There's another kick attempt. Andrews gets kicked in the ribs. Firing away now is Carmelo. Knocking him back. Andrews grabs him. Mark Andrews. Again. Whoa, Carmelo again counters. Another small package. 1. No. Andrews counters again. 1, 2. No. Another near fall for both men tonight. There's a right hand from Andrews. And now Mark Andrews with Carmelo Hayes. Off the turnbuckle. Into the ropes. And a bulldog takes him down. Mark Andrews now grabs Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes with an arm drag of his own to Andrews. Mark Andrews now getting picked back up to his feet. Carmelo Hayes takes him down. Carmelo. Jumping neck breaker connects. In went for an elbow drop. Andrews out of the way. Andrews puts him in the ropes. Remember last week, Andrews and Webster knocked off the team of Omos and The Miz. As in the corner now, another knee strike. And a side Russian leg sweep from Mark Andrews to Carmelo Hayes. Andrews now picking him back up to his feet. Mark Andrews pulls him in. And a DDT from Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews grabs him, dragging him towards the center of the ring. Now is Andrews, who turns him over into a cover. Mark Andrews, 1, 2, no. Not quite enough to put him down yet. Mark Andrews, what's he thinking now? Andrews calling him up to his feet. Mark Andrews goes in for the full Nelson Slam. It's how he pinned Miz last week. Cover. 1, 2. Mark Andrews is moving to the semifinals to face Solo Sikoa next week on Monday Night Raw. Mark Andrews gets the win. But next, coming up on SmackDown, the final first round matchup of New Beginnings. This Friday on SmackDown, we will see Damian Priest and Joseph Connors make their SmackDown debuts. Mark Andrews picks up another win, but ladies and gentlemen, the main event is up next. The Monday Night Raw in-ring debut of the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer. God help us all. Huge win for Mark Andrews. Main event coming up next. So it is time for the main event. Here comes the King of Strong Style. We might need to reinforce the ring for this one. Shinsuke Nakamura making his way to the ring for the main event. Nakamura marching down the ramp. Nakamura, former two-time Intercontinental Champion. Nakamura's got his work cut out for him tonight, though, because Nakamura takes on the newest member of the Monday Night Raw roster, the man who showed up last Monday to kick in the forbidden door that Moose had thrown open. He kicked it off the hinges. The Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer. Lance Archer with the legend Jake the Snake Roberts in his corner. The Murder Hawk monster makes his Monday Night Raw in-ring debut. He put out the WWE champion last week with the blackout. So it's Nakamura and Archer in our main event. Here we go. Kick to the ribs. Now Archer knocking him down. Lance Archer. Right hook to Nakamura. And again knocking him back. Shinsuke Nakamura kicks him in the ribs. Now Nakamura floats over. DDT to Lance Archer. Now Nakamura, he's got Archer on his knees. Archer up to his feet. Now Shinsuke tries to grab him. Lance Archer kicks him in the ribs. Now Archer with a boot to Shinsuke. Lance Archer now picking him back up to his feet. And Archer, right hook connects. And again, but Nakamura punches him in the ribs. Shinsuke with a clothesline now. Now Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's going to feel the good vibrations. And a kick to Archer for good measure. Shinsuke's got him down now. Shinsuke Nakamura. Whoa, Archer out of the way. Archer. Nakamura's got him. Nakamura. German suplex. Throws him into the corner now, and Shinsuke Nakamura went for a knee strike. Lance Archer kicks out the knee into a boot. And now Archer picks up Shinsuke Nakamura, pulls him in, and Lance Archer, running power slam. Archer now picking up Shinsuke again, and Lance Archer goes for a punch to the gut. Shinsuke Nakamura counters. Now Shinsuke pulls Archer in. Nakamura's got him up for a landslide, but Lance Archer fights out of it. Archer goes for an elbow. Nakamura catches him. This is just a slugfest going on right now as Archer grabs him for a full Nelson. Look at the height that Shinsuke got on that one. Archer now picks him up to his feet, and Lance Archer elbow strike to the head. Nakamura with a forearm of his own. Shinsuke Nakamura grabs him. Nakamura throws him over the top. And now Nakamura with a back body drop on the apron. Now Shinsuke with a forearm strike, and again Shinsuke Nakamura firing away on Lance Archer. Archer knocks him down. Archer went for a boot. Shinsuke countered. Now Shinsuke shoving him back. Shinsuke went for a kick. Archer with a boot. Referee the count of 5 right now as Archer went for a right hand to Nakamura. Nakamura knocks him back. Shinsuke throwing him back into the ring. Rolls through, and Archer went for a right hook. Shinsuke puts him in the corner. Shinsuke with the knees into the back. Shinsuke Nakamura now picking him up to his feet, and Shinsuke turns him around with a right hand. Shinsuke. Oh, Archer flattens him. Shinsuke Nakamura falling out of the ring on that one. Catches himself on the apron. Lance Archer throws him back into the ring. And now Archer. Lance Archer putting Nakamura in the corner, and Archer grabs Shinsuke and Lance Archer with Nakamura. Snake eyes off the turnbuckle. Picking him up to his feet now is Lance Archer. He kicks Nakamura in the ribs. Nakamura's going for the ride. Nakamura's up for the blackout. Cover. 1, 2, 3. The Murder Hawk is on Raw, and he is deadly. Everybody dies is the motto, and it looks like that's going to stay the same here. Thank you all for watching tonight. I lost track of the fact we were in the outro. Thank you all for watching tonight. I'll see you all either tomorrow or Wednesday for Dynamite. The poll goes up soon at the time I'm recording this, so I don't know yet. But I'll see you all for Dynamite as the next thing. And then, of course, ARW and SmackDown to round out the week. Until then, I've been Xander, and that was Universe.